Ciao, my friends, and welcome back to a brand new week of Playdate Podcast. I am feeling a million times better today. Like, my energy is just soaring. It is beaming beyond the walls of this room. I can't contain myself, and I don't know if that's the amount of caffeine I've had today. I've had quite a bit. Last time I didn't have any, and you might even notice that difference in the way I speak today. I'm talking rather quick. Wow. Yeah, I'm feeling so much better than last week. What an episode that was. We're gonna get into that. We'll unpack it together. Whew. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yes. As you can see, your girl changed up her hair. As a matter of fact, I literally just got it done before I came over here. I guess like early this morning. I did a bunch of stuff in between, but this morning I did in fact get my hair done. Back to my roots. I feel like I've got my personality back again. Maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood. Shout out to my girls at Extended Hair Salon. I love you, Mare. And Amani, you killed it on the hair. You guys both killed it. I'm so happy with it. I've been dying to go back to brunette because naturally this is where my heart lies. This is my natural. So I feel like, yeah, I'm feeling like myself again. It feels good. Where to start? What a week we had. What an episode that was. I just want to share what I did today, honestly, just to start off with the vibes, because my day's been immaculate. I feel like I got a whole bunch done today. Actually, it was a little productive, but mostly in the sense like I had a really good solo day. It was nice, and I didn't necessarily plan for it, but as the day kind of went on, I was like, you know what? Let's roll with the punches here. Let's make it a full adventurous little day. So I wake up bright and early, 7 a.m., get ready, drive to my hair appointment. On the way, I stopped for some iced coffee, got my cold foam. I treated myself. And then, got to the city, did my hair, which was so fun. I got to see my friend Mare, and like seeing her just fills my cup. So it was so nice to just like catch up and vibe. And it's been a couple months. So it was just really nice to see a good friend. And then after that, I made my way downtown, and I drove closer to where the studio was because I was like, you know what? I don't want to catch all the traffic on my way here. So let me just kind of bop over there and then kind of fill in the time. Originally, I was like going to find a cafe and just work, but the day was so beautiful. I didn't want to let it pass me by and like really not soak it in because I've been working and I feel like I need to take a second. So I found this really cool spot. It's like Queen Street East area. A lot of NPCs, we'll get into that. But so I basically parked my car and I bopped around and I found this really cool food spot. I forget what it was called. It used to be called Bad Egg Bad or something. I don't know. What was it? It was I'm gonna shout it out real quick because it was really good. It was like kind of like Korean fusion. What was it called? Bold Bites. It was really good. They have smash burgers, bao buns, rice bowls, like everything. It was so random. It was such a random spot. But I bopped in there, got myself some hot honey chicken bao buns. Fire. And then from there, I bopped over to a little cafe, and I knew I wanted an affogato. So I specifically went to this cafe I found like on Google, and it was so good. The ice cream was beyond the creamiest ice cream I think I've ever had in my life. It was so delicious. They obviously had different kinds you could pick from. I was like, vanilla would be great. They didn't have vanilla. They had like this, he literally like, it's pretty much just straight milk. It was so good. So those were the vibes. And then while I was sitting there, some bossa nova Austin Powers track came on. It was like the that one. And it was just so funny because like Austin Powers has been a very big theme in my life recently. So yeah, it was just so funny that song came on. You can't make it up. Good vibe. So I sat there for a little bit, just enjoyed my time. And then I bopped over to the park and just sat there. It was amazing. I wish I had brought my book. I left it in my car, not even thinking I was going to go to the park, but that's inevitably what happened. So it was really fun. I had a really nice, fun day. I vlogged the whole thing. I don't think I'd done a day in the life in so long, probably like a couple years, but I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm in for a little treat today. So why not like vlog the whole thing? And then here we are at the podcast studio. So yeah, this is my second last destination of the night. Got one more place to stop. And yeah, and then while I was at the hair salon, I edited a little bit. Like I had a productive, fun day. So yeah. Anyways, moving forward. Yeah, last week, let's talk about it. Let's unpack it. That was crazy, right? That was crazy. I don't know what happened. Like, I know for a fact I was running on no sleep, had no food that day. My brain was working at like negative 100 versus last night. Your girl, lights were off, phone was on DND by 10:42 p.m. Like I've been going to bed like early, waking up early, having solid days. So I think I got a solid rest last night. And then like I said, I got my iced coffee on the way. I got some espresso. So I'm definitely caffeinated. And I ate today. So maybe that's like you could tell a drastic difference from the two. But yeah, to be completely real with you guys, I was not having a good day. Like my car broke down. Timing was just really bad. I missed my recording session. The weather just was not helping. There was just so much stuff going on before I even left my house that made it for an unbearable day. But, you know, I ended up turning it around when I left and all is good in the world. But yeah, you know, when you're just not like feeling your best and there's really nothing you can do to talk yourself out of it unless you just pretend it's literally not there. Which is sometimes a dangerous game to play because if you avoid something, it's like inevitably it will creep up on you. But I think in that instance, there was nothing I could have done but just to keep on moving forward. And I think that's what life is all about. You know, not everything is going to go according to plan and how you envision it. And I think what matters is how you deal with those obstacles and how you deal with going off track and how you approach challenges, how you overcome those things. Right. And I think perseverance is such a huge thing. No matter what you're faced with, you're always down to just keep on trekking. And life, that's what life is. Every single day, you really don't know what's going to happen in life. When you wake up tomorrow and open your eyes, you have no idea what the day has in store for you. You might think you have an idea. You might have a game plan of like what's actually going down today. But anything in a split second could go wrong. And that's the crazy part about it is like you really don't know. And that's why on another note, that's why I say like it's so important to cherish your loved ones. It's so important to cherish the memories that you have and that you're currently making. It's important to cherish your job as much as some of us hate going to work and doing the 9 to 5 or whatever it is, or a factory job, or at the end of the day, like at least you have a job. And in today's economy and job market, it is scarce out there. So be grateful. Like be grateful for the little things, you know? But yeah, like cherishing your loved ones, man. Life is too short and life is so unexpected and so not guaranteed. You don't even know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. Like just really think about that. Really soak that in, let it marinate. You don't know if you are going to wake up tomorrow. And that is a really, really morbid, but really real thing to think about. So what did you do today? What did you do with your time? How did you seize the day? How did you spend your day? Did you spend it aimlessly scrolling on your phone, watching Netflix, doing things that may not actually add value to your future? Or did you spend it educating yourself, hanging out with friends? And don't get me wrong. I love a good rot day. I love doing nothing sometimes. I love scrolling on my phone. I do it all the time. And I love watching Netflix. I am such a film freak. But if you're in the constant habit of doing that, it's a scary place to be in. You don't want to get comfortable in that. Like you want to make sure that you're seizing every single day that you have on this earth because life is so precious. right? Like, how did you spend your time? And I think a lot of people, it's so funny because you could live life either way. You could live life thinking, oh, I might die tomorrow. Like, screw it. Let's just have fun. Let's just live recklessly, dangerously, whatever it is. But on the other hand, you also have to take precautions of like, I don't know. Now I'm going off track. Uh-oh. Oh no. Snap out of it. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Anyways, where was I going with that? There was a reason I came into that whole conversation about death and whatnot. I wish I could rewind this back so I could know exactly what the freak I was talking about. I'm gonna be pissed when I watch this back and I'm gonna be like, you idiot, you were just talking about this. Fix up. I don't remember. But yeah. Anyways, back to the podcast from last week. I thought that, funny enough, I thought that the week prior was going to be one of my most vulnerable episodes. And it wasn't even like that vulnerable, but it was in a sense. Like, I did open up about my faith. And that's the first time I ever really publicly talked about it. Because again, like, you would not hear me talk openly and proudly about that not even that long ago. So like, that was really, really, really big for me. That was a big moment. And then, yeah, like, I spoke my piece. But last week was like a new level of vulnerability that I never expected to showcase on here. Because again, like, I was kind of crying a little bit, like, not my proudest, finest moment. But, you know, I have received a lot of really great feedback regarding the fact that people are really happy with the fact I put it out, which I was surprised and really ecstatic to hear, because I mean, that's the whole reason I put it out, was so people can feel like it's something real. That was 100% real. Let me tell you, it was like this impending doom that when I came to the studio and I sat down to record and I kept saying, ciao, my friends, nothing felt good. And then naturally that starts progressing into something worse in my head of like, okay, stupid, snap out of it. And you just start down talking yourself and you start feeling more unconfident and embarrassed and overwhelmed and anxious. And that's literally all that was happening the more that the episode was going. And it was really, really, really difficult to like get out of that mindset in the moment. Even when Graham came in here and was like talking to me and giving me questions, like, I couldn't focus because I was so fixated on what I looked like on camera, in the sense of, oh my God, what are people going to think? Like, now I just can't form a sentence and it looks stupid and whatever. But at the end of the day, I said this actually on my description, on my caption, I put, I might have had a bad day, but at least it was a real one. And it's so true. As nervous as I was to put that episode out, it was, I think, necessary, because like I said on that episode, if I'm going to preach being vulnerable and being open and transparent and raw and authentic, whatever it is, then I have to live up to those words. I have to own up to that. I can't just sit here preaching vulnerability to you guys and not show you that side of me if that's what I'm trying to enlighten, you know? So I felt like I almost had a duty. I feel like I would have been, you know, misleading or doing everyone a disservice if I didn't post that, because I think that's as real as it was going to get on here, honestly. I was spiraling in real time in the moment, and what benefit would I have from not putting that out? You know, I feel like at the end of the day, if I'm going to do something real with this podcast, I want my audience to resonate with me. I want them to see a side of me and feel connected, because we're human. And that is the reality sometimes. Like, sometimes you're not going to be at 100%. Sometimes you're not able to fully show up regardless of what those circumstances might be and why. Sometimes you're just not going to be there. And what's mostly important is that you still try and that you still show up. And again, you still persevere. It's the same concept of going to the gym. And there's some days where I go to the gym and I don't want to go. But again, discipline is huge. And I show face, I get in there. Even if I just do like 30 minutes of cardio and dip, I feel proud because like I showed up. At least I showed up. I did my due diligence. I moved my body. I got out of my house and I did the thing that I said I was going to do today. You know, I kept a promise to myself. And I think that's so important, is building trust within yourself as you walk through all these places in life. It's like, if you tell yourself you're going to do something, then do it, right? It's almost as disappointing as disappointing somebody else. Like at the end of the day, like I said, the person that you depend on the most is yourself, and you are the sole purpose and being to carry the momentum in your life. So if you continue to break promises, if you continue to lose trust with yourself, no one else is going to get you there. No one's coming to save you. So you got to do the work yourself. And that involves showing up and persevering through the hard times. I was looking forward to recording that day, but as the day progressively went on and all the things before the session happened, it was just, I almost just didn't want to come. My energy, my vibe was ruined. It was off, but I still showed up. I still tried. I did it, I guess. And it wasn't great, but that's what it was. That was the reality. It's being human. That's what it is. You know, so a part of me is, I guess, proud for putting that out. I'm like it feels very vulnerable. I feel very like exposed in a weird way because, again, I've never posted myself crying on the internet. Not that I was like crying. I just had tears in my eyes. I was frustrated, but I've never done that. So that was a very weird barrier for me to break. But at the same time, it's one of those moments where I'm proud. I'm proud I put myself out there. I'm proud I was honest with my viewers and I didn't hide. I didn't take things out to make it look like everything was fine. I didn't shorten it just to have the good parts. Like I left in what happened because that's real, you know? So all in all, just so you guys know, like it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be a little off. And I think the first step to overcome that is accepting it. Acceptance is so huge, and the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can move forward from it. The sooner you can give yourself grace and show yourself compassion to move forward with your day. Or if it's not even a great day, that's fine. Let it be what it is, because hopefully you have tomorrow. Hopefully it's a little morbid, but it's true. You don't know if you have tomorrow, but let's just think of it as you do, right? Like we want to make the best of every situation. And tomorrow we're going to wake up and it's going to be a new day for opportunities and a fresh start. Actually, funny enough, my first tattoo ever, it's actually kind of cute. It's one of my favorites. I got this when I was 17. Ugh, don't tell the parents. No, I'm kidding. It was my first tattoo, and it was inspired by a Canadian poet who was at the time anonymous. Maybe you heard of him. He went by Atticus Poetry, and he had a quote from his book, and it always, always, always stuck with me. And it was, I've always enjoyed tomorrow because you've never made any mistakes yet in tomorrow. And I was like, that's kind of tea. That's really good. Like, that's so fact. Tomorrow is a new day to try again. Tomorrow is a new day to thrive. Tomorrow is a new day for opportunities. Tomorrow is a new day to try again, to chase your goals and to cross off another thing off that list. Tomorrow is a new day to make yourself proud. Tomorrow's a new day to not let yourself down. Like, tomorrow is beautiful. And that's why I got it tatted right here, so I never, ever forget it. I've always really liked that quote. It's always stuck out to me. And it's a friendly reminder that even though tomorrow is not promised, as far as we do know, we are granted another tomorrow. So it's important to take advantage of that and really choose how you're going to spend your day and spending it wisely, you know, or at least spend it creating memories at the very least, whether it's by yourself, with a friend, just like make the most out of it, you know? Yeah, it was just, the episode was so funny. You could just progressively see me getting worse through the entire episode. Oh my God. It was like, I started really bad and then I kind of saved it a little bit. I was on a little bit of a good roll and then it just went way downhill again. But today is a new day. So we're trying again. And again, what matters is that you show up. That is the most important thing. So it's important that you fail. It's important that you have the opportunities to try again. Because listen, this week's it's redemption time. This episode may not be great, but at least it's better than last week. So it's slow progression, you know? I think I learned a lot from last week. I think it almost needed to happen in a weird way. It's like it broke the ice to have a type of episode like that, I guess. Even though it was, I almost made it through season 1 without all that, but it's fine. And it, I guess, forced me to feel a bit more confident today coming in here. I was pretty nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what do I say? Ooh, a little embarrassed, but it's fine. My cousin actually said something really great yesterday because I was telling her, I'm like, I'm so nervous to put this out. I don't know how people are gonna respond and this and that. She's like, listen, the reason you put that video out is the exact reason why people wouldn't put it out. And I was like, whoa. I was like, yeah. It's kind of true. Like, most people would be scared to put that out because it is vulnerable and because it is showing a side of them that most people don't get to see. And it is showing a side of them that maybe they're not content with or they feel a way about. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly why I put it out. Because in today's day and age, it's so rare to find people who are so really, really authentic. Like, when's the last time you saw a podcaster on their pod who had a mental breakdown or a crash out in real time? Some people might talk about the times that they've had a crash out and maybe go down that moment of memory lane again, but like, it was happening in real time. And I feel like that's low-key kind of rare. So when she said that, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, I did put that out because it was vulnerable. It did feel like the right thing to do. It did feel like I wanted people to resonate with me, So yeah, I feel a way, but I'm also happy I put it out. It's this weird little 50-50 vibe. But anyways, moving forward with this episode, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I should have said this at the start, but this is the last episode of season 1. So that's kind of crazy. And I'm just going to take a moment here to reflect about this entire season. It's been 15 episodes, which doesn't feel like a lot, but low-key, like, that's almost 2 seasons of like a short series when you think about it. It's like usually 16 episodes. And I stopped at the number 15 because usually I think podcast seasons are anywhere from like 10 to 20 episodes, sometimes even 30, sometimes 8, but like 15 felt like a sweet spot. And I also feel like because I'm getting such crazy guests for season 2 lined up, I feel like it'd almost be a shame to put them at the end of season 1 and like build all this momentum just for it to stop. So I figured, let's do one last solo epi and call it, and I'm really proud and happy of the way that everything has turned out so far. And again, I'm just taking a moment to express my gratitude because I think that's so important. I want to express it and give thanks to you guys, the audience. I want to thank God. I want to thank my producer. I want to thank my BTS Tiger. I want to thank my cousin Nicole, because without you, there would be no Playdate. And so you are the one who makes it real for me. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for that. And I want to give a special shout out, especially to the guests that came on, because like I'm very proactive when I plan. So I pre-recorded episodes in advance earlier in the year. So that way I'd always have a vault of episodes ready to go as I'm recording my new ones, just so I could stay on top of things. So those people that recorded at the very beginning didn't even have anything to stand on in terms of like, for me, like I had nothing out yet. So it's like, what were they to, like, it could have been shit for all they know. They could have jumped on this podcast and it could have been absolute garbage. But they trusted me and they took a chance, took a little leap of faith. But again, I also held myself in such a respectable way of like, this is my vision. This is what I'm after. This is the vibe of what it's going to be like and how it's going to look, and the professionalism and the production value. Like, come on in, And I think people could see that. And I was confident in the way that I, approach them. And I think, again, that energy really does feed off of people. So yeah, like I'm feeling so grateful. they had no business coming on here. Like they really didn't have to, and they still chose to and take a chance on me. So that was really nice. And without those guests, again, I probably wouldn't even have as much momentum as I do, because as much as I love my solos, they don't hit the same. Like, I think people really enjoy a nice conversation and enjoy a theme, whether it's like I had health and wellness, I had acting, I had relationship coach, I had someone who was in prison and started their own business, like really cool stuff. And so I think it's just more enjoyable when there's someone to chat to. But yeah, it's so hard to believe that I started where I did in January, recording and filming, to where I am now. Because again, like I talked about 2 episodes ago, it's all about enjoying the journey and enjoying the process. Because now, looking back, I experienced all of that, and now it's all said and done and it's over with. But that's why it's so crucial to enjoy the process, because I was going to inevitably be here at some point, right? So it's like, why not take my time and really soak it in and enjoy it? And I'm really happy I did, but time has gone by so fast. Like, I already can't believe it's been, like 5 months since I started releasing episodes. Like, that's crazy to me. That's like insane to me, because I could have sworn I just started preparing this yesterday. Actually, it's so funny. I found screenshots the other day on my phone of prototypes for Playdate, of like the theme and the logo, the cue cards, everything. And it was from 2023. And it's just so crazy. Maybe I should insert them. Will I insert them? I don't know. But it's just crazy to think that that was once a dream and once just an idea that now I brought to life. Like, I fully brought it to life. And it's turned out exactly how I envisioned it. And I'm so proud and I'm so grateful and thankful to have people who supported me by my side, especially at such a really transformative time in my life. The last few months have been so crazy and so hectic, and again, just so pivotal. And I am so fortunate enough to have had such a good support system through it all. And without my friends, I don't think I would have gotten through it as nearly as good as I did. And especially this podcast, I owe so much to this podcast, because like it saved me. It made me feel like I had a purpose, and it gave me life. Like, it sounds so stupid and cheesy and whatever, but like, if it wasn't for this podcast, I don't even know what I'd be doing right now. This thing is my life. Like, oh man, I'm getting emotional. I'm like, yeah, thinking about it, it's just, what would my life be like right now if I didn't work on this podcast the past however many months, 6, 7 months, realistically, when I started started it and started recording. It's been 6. No, 7. I started in December. Yeah. I'm just like looking around. It's like, wow. I went from the old studio to this studio, and it just keeps progressing. And I'm really happy, and I'm really proud. Sorry, I'm just having a moment. I'd be having this moment if the camera wasn't here. So unfortunately, you guys are just soaking it in with me, whether you like it or not. Yeah. It's really crazy to see it come to life, because just being in it, it's so hard to see the outside of it. Like, I talk all the time about the red flag analogy. It's like when you see a flag, the red flag head on, you can't really see the outside perspective. You can't see the progress. You can't see the red flags or the green flags. You can't see, the progression. And I just want to take a moment to think about the progression, because it has come so far. And it's only going to continue getting better. Like, guys, season 2, oh my God, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. Yeah, I already have guests ready to go for season 2. Recording dates already in. Like, just because the podcast is stopping for the release of each episode weekly, like, does not mean the behind the scenes are done. Like, as a matter of fact, we're literally just getting started. So I'm going to be recording some episodes I have like 3 episodes in the next week and a half that I'm recording with guests. So it's going to be kind of freaking crazy. And all of them are so, one of them is like a crazy, crazy, crazy story that I think, oof, it's going to be heavy hitting. That's going to be really good. Now I'm talking to myself. And I think the more guests I have on, the more momentum it picks up. And then naturally, hopefully more people come on. And I really want to bring on people that you guys also want to see, you know? So if there's anyone you want to see, please let me know. Or again, I said this before, if you have a cool story that you want to share, something that's like inspiring and something that can enlighten other people, please, like I would love to bring you on truly. So yeah, there's so many things in store. And it's funny because sitting here now, it's the end of season 1. And like I said, it is so bittersweet. But my present self now is like, holy crap, like I don't know where future Vic is going to be. I don't know where Playdate is going to be in a couple months from now. It could be at the exact same place. Hopefully not. I hope it's progressed by then. But it could also be not at the same place in a really good way. Like it's just so crazy to think right now I have no idea what's in store for me. I have no idea what the future looks like and what it holds. And I think that is the most beautiful and exciting thing about life is that you have no idea. Just like I said at the beginning, like we don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. And that's just such a fascinating thing to think about, right? Like who knows? I wonder where it's going to be. I'm going to think back to this episode and be like, damn, girl, you thought, you wondered, and now here we are. But I'm going to make sure to soak in all the moments in between until I get there. And even then, like, there's no end finish line here, you know? Like, there's obviously goals. I've mentioned before, like, I want to change people's lives. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do that yet, but I want to. And even when I, quote unquote, get there, it's never ending. It's never going to stop, right? Like, the train keeps on going and life keeps on moving and we keep going to the next thing. But that's why I keep saying enjoy the moment, because you're going to get there and then you're going to be like, wow, I should have soaked it in a little bit longer. You know, people are always so, I guess, in such a rush to get to the next thing all the time. They don't take a minute to just enjoy where they're at. And then when they hit that milestone, it almost doesn't even feel like a milestone because it's just like something that happened. You feel good. And then you're like, how can I do better? How can I beat this? How can I do something more? And it's like, why don't you just like, I don't know, soak in the moment and milestone you just achieved? Why are you in such a rush to go to the next thing? You know, just like take a step back and like take a look at what you've built or what you did, what you accomplished, and just enjoy that. Relish in it a little bit, you know? People are so quick. Oh my God. But it's fine, you know, do you. I do me, it's fine. I'm not here to tell people how to live, you know? So anyways, there was no real, sorry, I keep like playing with my hair. I can't believe I'm brunette again. Isn't that crazy? Thank God, honestly, because the blonde, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. It was good times. Like I feel way better being brunette, honestly. So yeah, I'm feeling much more in my element. Anyways, I hope I didn't waste anyone's time watching this because there wasn't really a full purpose to this episode. It was more so I wanted to come in here and reflect on last week, give myself the grace I think I needed to give myself, and just talk about, I guess, what was in store for Playdate and what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to take a couple weeks off for sure. Like it's going to feel, I've reached such a point of burnout that it's going to feel so, rewarding and so good to just take it easy. No deadlines on like every Tuesday the episode's out. It's just like, okay, we got this episode out of the way, edit it, put it aside, but at least I can take my time with it a little bit more. Like as of now, it's been 24/7 every single day. Pod, edit, outreach. It's just so much. Again, it's like a 10-man job in one. So it feels really nice to know that like this is the last episode for a bit, and hopefully by the time season 2 rolls around, there's been some more momentum and progression and maybe even a team. I don't know. But I like doing things myself, like I've said. It just feels good, and I'm such a control freak when it comes to like having things be a certain way. I'm very type A. Has to be done on time, and it has to be edited like properly. like to a certain standard, and it's not always going to end up like that, but I can try my best, and it's hard for me to rely and depend on people because like I have a vision and I want it to turn out that way. So giving the jobs to other people, I'm like, I don't know if I can leave it in your hands, not because you wouldn't do a good job, but because I'm very particular. But yeah, I'm like trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say in this episode. Again, I hope I didn't waste your time. It was one of those episodes again where I think I'm just kind of rolling with the homies. Do you guys know where that's from? It's from Clueless. Brittany Murphy. Doesn't even matter. Anyways, I was just rolling. I was free flowing, right? I was just spitting. I was spitting. And I no point really to this episode, but it's my pod. Again, I gotta start embracing that. Can you guys see my brain go 1,000 miles a second? It's the ADHD / caffeine in me, like dead ass. And I'm sure I had a billion other things I wanted to say, but because I kept sidetracking everywhere, it just didn't come out properly. But yeah, it's my podcast at the end of the day. It's my podcast and I say what I want to say. I can technically say and do whatever I want. So if you guys tune in, then amazing. If you don't, or if you don't care, then also amazing. Like, it is what it is. No one's forcing you to be here. But if you are, I thank you so much for that. But yeah, I was just it was a reflective episode. And I'm sorry if this was boring to end off season 1. I cannot believe it's season 1. Saying that's crazy. Like, we're going on season 2. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out yet. I have a ballpark of like when I want to start things back up, but during this break, it's going to be very fun, transformative chapter. And I'm going to try and still do these little side quests with Playdate that I really want to start pursuing outside of like the podcast production room and space. So that'll be really fun. I take off for my trip in like a week and a half. So I'm really excited about that. And again, that's to film. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to go out of the country to film a guest. So huge milestone for me. I genuinely feel like it's one of the most important moments of my life. Like, that's how it feels. This feels like the most transformative, important moment of my life so far. So it's really crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that I'm sitting here right now and that's going to happen like really, really, really soon. It's really exciting to think about. And it's like, ooh, how is it going to turn out? I hope it turns out how I envision it. But who knows? After last week, oh my gosh. We could only hope. We could only pray. But it will, because I'm confident in it. I've been prepping for the last like month. And all the hard work always pays off, That's another thing. Hard work pays off. So be on the grind now. Do the work now. Sweat it out now. Grind it out. And then relax later, That took me a little bit to get into that mindset of, but I'm officially there. Like, I'm really just like all in right now. Dive in, give it your all, give it all your time and your effort and dedication and love and passion. And if you really, really thrive in that and just like keep hustling, the hard work will 100% inevitably pay off. So I'm learning that. And then you can relax later. Not even relax, but just get to enjoy life later, Be a little frivolous and like relax, take it easy, And enjoy time with your loved ones without feeling pressured to be on the next thing, because you built and earned your place where you are and you get to relax and enjoy. So yeah, with that being said, wow, I really do end it off like that. The other day I was talking to Grandma, I was like, when we were doing our podcast, and I was like, how do I usually end these off? And then I would just kept yapping. And then eventually I was like, with that being said, guys. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's how I do it. It's always ciao, my friends. And with that being said, I'm going to take that with me for the next season. But yeah, I guess it's my thing now. It just feels natural. I don't know. Wow. What a yap session. Holy crap. I don't shut the freak up. Yeah, I have no idea what this episode was like, how it's going to sound looking back at it and editing it. Oh my God, I probably sound really silly, but this is me. And this is me on a good day. And last and can't talk. And last week was me on a bad day. And you're going to get to see both sides whenever it comes. Can't control it. It just is what it is. And again, my mission here is to be as real as possible with you guys so you can feel like you can resonate and you feel like you're not alone and that you can connect and that you're not crazy in this by yourself. You know, we all have bad days and what you see is what you get. So yeah, I hope that that episode last week really resonated with some. I do know I got a couple messages just saying like, yo, I'm glad you put that out. It was pretty brave. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It kind of was. Because I was really overthinking that one. But it is what it is, guys. And just always going to keep it real with you. For real. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm like kind of sad. Like, I know I'm going to keep recording, but it's just like I can't let this episode go. I think that's why I'm dragging it on so long, because it's the last episode of season 1. Like, it's kind of a big moment. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I wake up every day so grateful. I pray every morning. I'm so grateful. I really am that I get to do this. I get to do what I love. I'm so sick. My plan is to never go back to work ever again. Like, I'm talking like a job 9 to 5, because like I really hope I can make this forever my full-time gig, because it has been, and I hope it can continue to be, because I truly love it so much. And I think the more I put it out into the world and put it out into existence, I think it actually will come to life and come to fruition. So I'm praying that that's the case. But yeah, it's very bittersweet to end it here. It feels so crazy to know that this is like the end of a first chapter and the beginning of many. So I just want to say thank you again to everyone who has streamed it, whether it's listening to the audio or actually watching the YouTube, anyone who's subscribed or liked or commented or shared a post, reposted something. Like, thank you so much, because I've also come to find it's a lot of strangers that end up supporting you. It's really crazy. When you're a creative, your friends are, of course, they're going to support, but I find you get even more support from strangers. So it's just such a crazy feeling to know that like my content has touched people that I've never met, and it's resonated with them, and it's gone all across the world. Like, it's just really crazy to think about. And so to those people, the strangers I don't know, also thank you so much. Because again, like, without the support, I wouldn't be able to feel like as good enough to do this. So thank you for making this reality. I truly extend so much love and appreciativeness and gratitude towards you. I'm just over the moon, and I hope I can continue to feel like this for the rest of my life. So, not to end it on a cheesy note, but yeah, thank you everyone so much. This has been such a joy. I've loved seeing the progression from the beginning of season 1, literally even just episode 1 being on the mic and talking, compared to now, and how comfortable I feel and how I feel right at home. Mommy's home. And it's so funny, like when I drive here, I drive through the gates, and it's like those big gates to like the film studios. And it just feels like such a dream come true and such a full circle moment, because as a kid, since like the age of 8 or 9, I was acting, I was doing musicals, and then I started getting into film after post-secondary, and I had an agent, and it's just I would come to auditions all the time, and I always dreamed of having to work in a place like this, and now I'm here. And it's not exactly what I envisioned doing, but like, I never pictured myself doing a podcast, but that's just what happened. And I'm happy I fell into it. I'm doing the classic European goodbye again, where it's like you talk for like literally an hour at the door, and you're saying bye, and then you end up talking about something else again. But whatever, again, it's my pod. But it's like, it's so crazy, because you know what? Doing music my whole life, it's just such a crazy contrast. Yeah, doing music my whole life, I always felt like music was always a safe place for me. It was always a safe haven. It was always somewhere I could go to and navigate my feelings and write about my feelings, and I guess how I handle my emotions. And it was just a way to, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. A way to disconnect, I guess, from reality. I'm still thinking of another word there. Oh my God. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I know when I edit this back, I'm like, there it is. A way to escape, I guess. That's the way to put it. Which is the same as disconnect from your reality. Anyways, it was my escape. Music was my escape, and I felt like every time I'd go in a writing session, it was like getting things off my chest, and it felt really good, and it was just a safe place. But I don't know, I always thought it was like that is where I felt my best, and that is where I got a lot out. And when I was making music, like nothing else really mattered, right? I was just like in the moment and in my feels, whatever. But after podcasting for quite some time, and especially now being a lot more emotionally quotient, like I feel like this is my safe space. I always thought music was, and it is, it always will be my first and most important love. But at the same time, I feel like podcasting, it's different because when I come here, especially when I'm interviewing a guest, this is where I'm specifically tailoring this to. When I'm interviewing a guest, nothing else matters. Nothing else exists beyond these walls. It is like I am so present with these people in front of me and sharing conversation and stories and exchanging words. And it makes me forget about my reality in a different way because when I'm writing music, it's like I'm writing about things that are happening to me. I'm writing about things that happened to me. So I almost can't escape it in a way because I'm constantly thinking about it and writing on it. Versus here, when I get to talk to somebody else, it's like I'm in my own little world, you know? When it's me and a guest, it's like the story is the only thing that matters in that moment. And I forget about everything else going on because I'm so immersed in whatever they're talking to me about and in our conversation that it feels like such a different escape than music ever did. And it's crazy because I never thought that I would be at a place like that where I would truly feel like this was my thing. Like, this is where I feel the best. I love coming here. I love yapping, whether it's by myself or with someone else. Like, I love it. I truly, oh, I just love it so much. But anyways, yeah. So I'm feeling very, very thankful for this whole journey. And yeah, just looking back at episode 1 to now, it's just like the confidence has went up, the vocabulary has went up a little bit. And it's just really cool to see the progression. And again, I'm really interested to know where the progression is going to lead in a few months from now. Who knows? So thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you to all the people behind the scenes that have helped me through this. Thank you so much to my viewers. Thank you for making this a safe space and a place where I can truly, truly be 100% authentically myself and so vulnerable. I never thought I would have a platform where I'd ever feel safe enough to do that, but I'm fortunate enough to have one. So thank you. And yeah, again, I can't express my gratitude enough. And I hope you guys have enjoyed what I had to offer for season 1. We are just getting started. I'm so excited for what's to come. I can't wait for you guys to see what's to come. And yeah, crazy. End of an era. So with that being said, I'll leave it there. Thank you for putting up with my European goodbye once again. And I just want to give a friendly reminder to anyone who's struggling right now in any way, shape, or form. I just want to remind you that you will get through this. You always do. You always, always, always end up finding a way. That thing that you were stressed about a year ago, it's irrelevant now, right? Like you will always find a way, even though it feels like the end of the world and it feels like you're never going to make it through, you're never going to overcome it. You are so strong. You just have to believe in that. And God would have never given you a life that you were not strong enough to handle. Just remember that. You got it. You got this. Anything that comes your way, you just got to tell yourself, like, you're the shit. And you can do it. No problem. As Jay-Z said, dirt off your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It's light work. It's light work. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, I sympathize and I empathize with anyone going through anything right now. My DMs are always open for someone who needs to talk to someone. I'm always here. And I really hope that this season has made you feel heard and seen and validated and understood, and that it was a safe space for you to come to if you needed to explore your feelings or maybe need a little bit of a push and motivation. My biggest dream and goal would be able to do that for you. You know, I always think like you may not be able to change everyone's life, but as long as I can make a difference in one person's life, somehow, some way, like that's a win for me. whether it be in one episode or whether it be in general. Like I really hope something stands out for you that you're able to take away from, and that you feel good when you watch this podcast, that you feel a little bit of inspiration. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And until next time, guys, until season 2. Ciao. Okay. Fire. She's fire burning on the dance floor.